Hey there, viewers! A Transformers fan or Charlie Young back again with another Transformers review. And, well, we're in a new year. So, we're now in 2026. And honestly, the main thing I'm looking forward to this year isn't even Transformers related. It's GTA 6. Granted, it doesn't get delayed again, but I mean, who knows? But anyway, moving on to the video, today's review is going to be on GDO Swerve. Now, what the hell is GDO? Essentially, it's a bit of Generations that was initially only in, Asian markets. I think we did get it eventually, but initially it was only in Asian markets. I mean, Hong Kong and all that, I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to remember. And it gave us some pretty wacky redecos, got Jazz into Wheelie, for example. I'm trying to remember, I think Tomahawk into Springer. Got Cup into Swerve, as seen here. Hell, we even got that cool-looking Hunt for the Decepticons highbrow into G2 Power Dive. So, in fact, a figure I'm really wanting is GDO Hotspots, which is Universe Inferno done up as Hotspot. I really want to get that figure. So, yeah. But anyway, of course, we've got the box to look at, because I did get the box. And, well, one interesting thing is, well, the one I got, he was packaged in robot mode. Kind of like how figures are packaged nowadays, they're packaged in robot mode. However, there is a variant, which I'm assuming, I'm not sure if this is the initial Asian market version or not, but this one was packaged in robot mode, but there is a variant that packages him in vehicle mode, as seen here. So, in fact, I'm going to I think that's Chinese on it. I'm sorry if I got that wrong, but But with this version, yeah, it just looks like typical Generations packaging from this time period. So we've got Swerve right here. He's level 3. Oh, he's intermediate to transform. Got Swerve right there. He's an Autobot. Autobot symbol right there. He's a deluxe class. Of course, back when these things were 12 quid. And one thing that we don't get nowadays, which they need to bring back, the bio. So you can pause and read that to see what this guy's deal is. I'm not sure if this is taken from IDW or if this is before he was a star in IDW. But there you go. Of course, we've got his stats right there. Learn more at Transformers.com, which I don't think that's even still up nowadays. Exhaust pipe becomes blaster, which is, yeah, that actually does become his gun, because this is from the Cup mold, pickup mode. But look for Transformers Prime, because that was the show going on at the time, because this is 2012. 2-in-1, vehicle to robot. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping this box, because it's a relic of the past, because we don't get stuff like this nowadays. Imagine if the Studio Series and Age of the Primes boxes just said, look for Transformers Cyberworld or something on them. In fact, look. It even mentions the Collectors Club. So, yeah. Oh, and it even says distributed in New Zealand, so I'm guessing this is a New Zealand or Australian release or something. I don't know. And here's the variants back of the box if you're wondering. But enough waffling on, here's the figure. And of course, this is pretty much the Generation Sergeant Cup mold done up as Swerve. Because, why not, I guess? Because one thing I did forget to show is the bottom of the box. Look, there's Wheelie Jazz. Sold separately. Okay, I do kind of want to get that now. Maybe I should start trying to collect the GDO line. But yeah, So here we have Swerve, and he's essentially just a red pickup truck with a black bonnet on him. And honestly, I really like how this looks. I mean, yeah, the cup mold's a really good figure. Probably the best cup figure that we've ever gotten, period. But I mean, just look at this. It looks really good. Wheels are all pinned in, so it rolls beautifully. Looking at the bonnet here, it's done up in black, which, I mean, you can even see my face, hey there. But I think that might be a reference to the original G1 toy, which had that little black bit, you know, for the Mysterians thing. I'll see that when I do a quick comparison, because why not? But of course, we've got the grille right there, the headlights. Yeah, there are some panel lines, but that's to be expected. Of course, we've got the bed here. That's going to for his feet. And one cool thing is, this actually opens up like a real pickup truck. And I'm pretty sure that's meant to be for transformation, because he's from the heels. But come on, that is actually amazing. Like, just because of that, that forms like an actual bit of vehicle autonomy. Like, seriously, that's amazing. And of course, we've got the really big Autobot symbol on the top. So there you go. And the underneath is actually pretty clean, although we can see his gun right here, which looks to be an actual, like, I don't know, musket or something. With a Lego hand sticking out. That's because, well, first of all, look at the exhaust. The gun forms a bloody exhaust pipe. The gun forms an exhaust pipe. Like, that's really clever. Like, compared it to how we do weapon storage nowadays. Normally, if you get a figure and you get the gun, it just plumps on top. And you can do that with this gun, although, let's be honest, most people are just going to have it as one of the exhaust pipes, which is, again, really clever. But if you want to, you can slide this out, because it just slides through there, clips onto there with one of these little holes. And it's aforementioned Lego hand. This is something that I don't think I've talked about, but this was a huge thing back in, like, what, 2011? The 3mm clip system. Now, this is essentially being surpassed by the 5mm port system that we all know and love today. You know, like, Siege just constantly uses 5mm ports. Up to these days, we can still use guns from Siege and Age of the Primes figures. Back in those days, it was this clip system where we got these bars right here. And what we do is we just clip this on, and there you go. So you can still plump this on, but I guess this could kind of work. You know, you could have, like, maybe a human standing in the bed, like, manning this, because this can work. Like, this can tilt up, it can tilt down, it can go sideways if you want. It can rotate, all because of this ball joint, which is pretty clever. So there's that. So yeah. But honestly, just the fact that it can become an exhaust pipe is just, come on. So yeah. And if you have other if you have like other 3mm clip like weapons, like I think the Dark of the Moon like Legends figures used it. I think it was like what, the Cyberverse Dark of the Moon figures did that. Then yeah, they can just go on there. So yeah. And that's pretty much it for the pickup truck mode. And honestly, I bloody love how this looks. It's just, it looks amazing. Even in Swerve colors, I think that this looks really good. It's probably because red's my favorite color, but eh. And it did see some use, because we got this, we got Cup, obviously. Cup was the original version. We even got this in BotCon as Electro. You know, the guy in G2 who's pretty much notorious nowadays because he keeps fucking shattering Gold Plastic Syndrome and all that. Not gonna lie, I think the Electro version is kind of a holy grail for me. I mean, a lot of botcon figures are kind of typical, isn't it, for a normally Transformers collector to have a botcon figure as a holy grail, but Anyway, just before we do the transformation, here's G1 Swerve. So, yeah. Now, obviously, it doesn't really look like Swerve. If anything, this is kind of more of a name dump, but, I mean, Swerve is definitely one of the name dump Transformers. I mean, there are a lot of different Swerves that look nothing alike. So, I'm perfectly fine with this. I mean, hell, I've even reviewed a Swerve before who's just Swerve in name, and that's it. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure this is meant to be G1 Swerve, though, but I mean, hey, maybe he just got sort of an upgrade. Can he fit in the bed? Kinda. You just have to transform the head a little bit, but there you go. Okay, that's actually a really good picture. There we go. But doing the actual comparison, yeah, like obviously, you can see what I mean with the black on the bonnet there. Like, got a bit of black here. It's now fully black. Kind of the grill. You can sort of see the white there, because of course it still has like the white chest which Swerve normally has. The white on the legs is now just the pickup truck's bed. So yeah, not really much else to say except comparing the transformations. I mean, this one transforms pretty normally. This guy's transformation is actually pretty intricate. I mean, seriously, this is a really cool looking transformation. I quite like it actually. So to start off the transformation, I'm just going to open up the hitch bit here, but then also move down the feet like so. You are going to have to remove the gun for this, which I've already done. So I'm just going to transform the feet like so. That's pretty much the feet already done. Now let's get the arms out of the way, because the arms are kind of parts clashy. So to start, I'm just going to try and take the wheels and pull them out, so you can see how they work. So there's that. And now we can just take the arms and untab them, and they tab in like here, under here, and I think maybe there as well. So this can be a bit fiddly to do. But there we go. So you just take the arms and pull them out. There we go. Then we can just have the legs droop down, because then we can take these bits, like on this side of the fuel cap. We can lift them up. Then just fold them down. And you want them facing upwards, because then we can push this. Well, we can push like I guess the back windows in. And that essentially forms its kneecaps. And essentially we can just spread the legs. And I guess if you want, we can do like a girl walk mode here. There you go. But this next bit is actually pretty cool. So we're going to want to try and unpeg like the bonnet and windshield section here. Come on. There we go. And now This is actually really interesting. We want to try and rotate what's going to be the chest around. And that's going to essentially have the headlights, like, squeeze in. If that makes any sense. Did I probably do that? I think I did. Next, just take this black section, fold that in, and then this just rests on the back. And we're nearly there. All we have to do now is just adjust the arms so the elbows can move without any, like, interruptions from the wheels. There we go. Just trying to adjust the shoulders here, because this can be kind of fiddly to do. But that's essentially it. So here we have Swerve in robot mode. And honestly, I really like that transformation. Like, the first couple times did stump me with how the chest transformed, but once you figure it out, it's actually really easy to do. Like, really, the only tricky part is trying to get everything tabbed in when you get them into vehicle mode, but even that is really easy to do once you get everything lined up. And the resulting robot mode, I think, looks really nice. Like, yeah, there is some kibble, like, we do have some panels on the arms here, for example, but still, I think that this guy looks really good, especially as Swerve. Plus, the way that he transforms is pretty unique because it's essentially the top of the truck forming, like, the chest and all that. Like, these are the headlights, and they form, like, bits of his shoulders. So, yeah. Now, the wheels, you can pretty much have them however you like. Yep, there we go. Like, you can have them facing normally, you can have them pointing upwards. It's really up to personal preference. We can see that this is now on his back. We've got the little clips here. And we can do stuff with the gun, which I'll show soon. But first of all, let's look at the head. Because I think that's like an alternate head sculpt that was with the cup version of the mold. Because I think they did that a lot back then. Like, they sculpted alternate heads just to use in the future. Do they do that nowadays? I'm trying to think. Like, obviously with figures nowadays, they always have a retool in mind, or just a redeco at the very least. Like, they always sculpt the figure with a retool in mind. You know, it's why Bulkhead and Legacy was kind of all boxy and weird looking. But, like, back in the day, they always had an alternate head sculpted in, just to use at a later date. And I think that this is using the alternate head, which, looking at it now, it kind of looks like Bumblebee movie Ironhide. I don't know why. Like, it's definitely Ironhide looking with the little, like, mohawk here. We can see that, well, it's meant to have light piping. They painted over the eyes. So they painted over the eyes, so the light piping is neutered. That I do not like. Like, I think that's definitely one complaint I've got. But anyway, moving on to the gun, we can do a couple things. Like, yeah, he can't hold the gun, but we can do a couple things, such as plug this onto one of the bars here. So we can have this be shoulder mounted, if you want. Or it can just be, like, holstered on his back if you don't want him using it. And it's held on with the clip system, which maybe be careful on, because that could break. Like, this version is good right now, but who knows? This could break in like 5 years or something. I don't know. But of course, you can just hold this normally. And it does look pretty cool. Of course, it's not the My First Blaster, but this looks like a more mature Swerve. Like, this isn't the IDW version. This is like, I don't know. It's just a stylized Swerve. But still, this does look pretty nice. Plus, that's honestly hilarious. Like, it does still keep some of these things from Swerve, like the white chest. But I'm going to classify this as Swerve in name only, which I am perfectly fine with. Like, this guy just looks really nice. And for the articulation, head can go side to side. Can kind of look up and down. Arms are kind of hindered, just with the awkward like shoulder placement, but they can move. So the arms can move. If you get things out the way, then he can sort of T-pose. You just have to move things out the way. But he can T-pose. He's got a joint here and a sideways joint here. So if you want him like holding his hip, then there you go, which is actually pretty... I actually like how it looks. So he's got a normal joint here, but then a sideways joint there. Wrists can rotate. Waist, there's nothing unfortunately, because this was back before that was a standardized joint. You can kick forward, you can kick back. Knees, a bit less than 90. You can kind of break his knee. You can do the splits, swivel there at the thigh, and the feet can move, but there's no pivot. But yeah, this guy does look pretty good. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. I just love how he looks in both modes. But what about my complaints? Well, the shoulders can be kind of awkward. Like, for example, the wheels and the arm panels can get in the way at times if you're trying to pose him. So that can be kind of awkward, but I think my biggest complaint is just the lack of light piping. Like, he's meant to have it, but they painted over the eyes. But if that's my biggest complaint, then they have done a really good job with this figure. Like, holy crap, this is amazing. So, yeah. And keep in mind, this was initially an Asian market exclusive. I'm pretty sure we did get it eventually, but seriously, they have cooked with this figure, and it's meant to be Swerve. So, do I recommend this? Or Cup, for that matter? Absolutely. Like, I know y'all getting a new Swerve soon in Age of the Primes, which is meant to be fully due and accurate, and I am excited for that, but this stylized version honestly looks really good. Like, on a shelf, when posing, when messing with it, in vehicle mode, seriously, I kind of wish that we'd go back to this aesthetic. Maybe in like a separate toy line or something. I think the car is doing that. I think it's called Overgear. I might try and get that. I don't know. But I wish we'd like fully go back to this for a bit. I don't know. But yeah, whether it's this guy, Cup, freaking Electro, if you're looking enough to find him, I absolutely recommend this mold. So yeah. So this has been my review on GDO Swerve, and this is a Transformers fan signing off.